Hello, Aspire. What is going on recently in Poland? Any
Man,
news?
well, I mean, we've had 2 weeks break here. It's nice to be back. I know you've been out traveling. Before we get into this, how was your time away?
Amazing, amazing. I have missed my family, but still 2 weeks on Tenerife, on this beautiful island. I recommend to anyone who is contemplating going there to go there to have this hippie experience, to live in a tent as I did with the beautiful view on the ocean. So guys, go ahead, especially now in November when the winter has started here in Europe and in the US.
Yeah, and I can just wanted to bring that up because, of course, Tenerife is a bit different from Spain, right? But I highly recommend any of my Polish friends to visit Spain because I've had friends who are rather centrist, and then they visited Spain, and they're just like, oh my God, I'm nationalist now. Their mind was blown by the incredible diversity, the incredible diverse culture that Spain has now has just really ruined the place in many ways, and the mentality of the people there has really shocked Poles.
Okay, so in regard to Tenerife, I can tell you that this island is completely clean. It's full of native people from Spain, from Canarias. Beautiful men, beautiful women, extremely good looking, both genders, both sexes, and there is no problems with migration there. So yeah, and also you probably have heard about the law of ocupas in Spain.
No, I haven't heard about this.
So Okupa is a person who can occupy your flat.
Oh, this.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes. Yes. Okay. Yeah. I
You've heard
recall.
probably.
I didn't remember the name. Yeah.
So on the island on Tenerife, this problem practically does not exist because local people are trying to keep it clean, and the island has local government. I have even met one guy fishing, one old, let me say, seasoned guy fishing. He was over 8 years old. He told me that he was in one party together with General Franco. You know?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Incredible.
He was complaining a lot about the Spanish recent left-wing government and how this government, left-wing government, is ruining the country. But he said that here on Canary Island we are clean, we are local, we are welcoming, but there is not so many problems as people on the continental, on the peninsula have. So yes, guys, I can tell you it's safe. It's not so cheap, the accommodation and so on, and mostly the flights are not cheap, but it's completely different comparing to the continental Spain where I was living, especially in Barcelona, where I was beaten up. I was few things of mine were stolen also on the street. So and it was like 15 years ago. So now it's way worse. But the Canary Island, I cannot complain. So yeah, it was good.
Well, at least some places are still jewels to be enjoyed and to be preserved. Hopefully,
And
and
one thing more. Have you ever had like hostel experience somewhere?
of course, I've stayed in many hostels in my travels. I mean, I've literally traveled around the globe, so I know hostels from Japan to Russia to even Portugal. Um, what would you care to ask about
Well,
it?
I asked because it was my first hostel experience since like so many years since I was a student, so since like I don't know 15, 14 years. And this time I was sleeping in a tent on the hill with the ocean view. So every day I was waking up, I had this ocean view. There were like showers outside. It's called Twin Surf Hostel Tenerife. I highly recommend you guys to check it out.
And Surf, let's go.
Twin Surf. You could also for a bit less money. I was paying around 20 euros a night, so it's decent. And
Yeah,
there
that's
were
quite nice.
they were like big tents, and even one night it was constantly raining. I have felt no rain. So wonderful experience. The closest beach is not far away, maybe 7 minutes on walking. So yeah, this is my great experience. My second great experience in terms of hostel was actually Barcelona.
Hmm.
And when was yours?
Well, in Spain. When was I in Spain?
I don't remember, but
No,
it was
no.
like this.
Well, of course you wouldn't
Okay.
remember when I was in Spain. But no, you're asking when or where I
Yeah,
was?
when was your last hostel experience?
Oh, my last hostel experience, not in Spain, right? Not just in general. Oh gosh, man, it's been some years. Oh, actually, no, sorry, it hasn't been that long. It was probably in Prague. Yeah, yeah, or Lviv, right?
What do you like most about living in a hostel?
Mostly it's the social situation. I mean, also you can find hostels with a lot of character, a lot of charm. The location's usually pretty great, and of course it's very cheap. What I enjoyed, especially as a single man, is like the social aspect. You get to meet a lot of very interesting people, have very amazing adventures, and of course, for you adventurous single men out there, can meet some beautiful women along the way. Some of which I got to travel with and share just incredible experiences. So yeah, hosteling. It's not at all like the movie Hostel, which scared some people at the time that it came out. They're just like, oh, I got to keep my children away. But yeah, it can certainly you can certainly have different a different range of experiences. If you pay for the cheap hostel, expect to get what you pay for. In some cases, not always.
But I can tell you the difference. What I've spotted between the hostels in US, for example, and in Europe. I can explain you my experience here in Europe. I was once in Barcelona in this wonderful hostel by the beach, straight like 5 minutes, 2 minutes from the beach. There were like club where you could dance. There was like big kitchen. Room to socialize every day where there was some concerts. It was wonderful, and even it was not so pricey. You could get like for 30-40 euros you could get decent bed in a four bed room where you could sleep really well, because I honestly I love staying in a hostels, but I have problems falling asleep when it's like 12 bed, 16 bed.
Yeah,
Somebody's
you gotta book smart, man. You gotta get the check when you're looking on the websites. At least it might be able to tell you how booked the room is. And sometimes it's to your advantage to get the larger rooms where there might be a lot of beds, but there's few bookings. Rather than you might think, oh, it's smart to get a small room, 4 or 6 beds, but those can easily fill up, and then you're right next to someone who snores like an elephant.
Well, I disagree, because mostly people who are booking the four bed rooms usually value sleep and quietness over social life in these very rooms.
True, true.
So my experience was very positive
It's
in this.
it's a I would say
Yeah.
it's a mixed bag. Like I said, there's different ways you can look at it. Certainly, that's a good approach. But again, you could be right next to you're in a small room. If someone's snoring, man, good luck. Best option, of course, have earplugs.
Yeah, in my last time I was in a hostel, somebody was snoring this heavily that I was not able to fall asleep. But I had also experience with a hostel on the Palm Beach in Miami. But it was quite weird, because people who have met Palm Beach, yeah, it's great. But people who were living there, they were like 50 years old dudes. One of them was aeroplane pilot. He was making like decent money, and he was saying, "Dude, I'm staying in a hostel because it's still cheaper than renting an apartment." I was like, "What the fuck?" And some people were like really weird, and I don't know, drug addicts or some mental illnesses they had. So my experience in US
That's
with
America.
it's America.
That's America.
White America.
Yeah, unfortunately, what year was that, by the way?
In Miami,
Yeah.
it was like 2 years ago.
No kidding. Yeah, I mean, now is quite a peak time that we're experiencing this kind of, drug usage and decrepity. I mean, it's just like you can get. I mean, when I was living in the States back in 2016, in Portland, before things really went to hell, in 2016, they had a really nice hostel there. I think I spent the night there. I had some friends who spent the night there, something like this. But typically, hostels are not very common in the United States. You have this big country, and it's just not part of the culture for whatever reason. and but the hostels that do
For the
exist,
safety reasons.
no, it's just didn't become a part of the culture for whatever reason. I'm sure there's some explanation behind it. Um, but the hostels that do exist are very nice. They're more like traditional bed and breakfasts in this kind of function and style. But yeah, I'm shocked. That I mean that is the state of the U.S. today. You can't afford. I mean, he was a pilot and retired, and this was his life.
Recently working. He just finished his job, and he went. It was like New Year's Eve or something like that. But he said that I cannot afford to rent a flat or something like that. That's why I'm sleeping in a hostel.
Could just be the pilot lifestyle. Those guys, you know.
I know he has explained to me that it was just to the point, according to the according due to the economical reasons, due to the safety reasons, due to the economical reasons. So I don't know. I'm just telling you that my experience in European hostels was completely different than in the US.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the U.S. is just incomparable to the hostel situation and or the hostel experience, I should say, not situation. Hostel experience in Europe, far better.
But would you go with your girlfriend, for example, and make vacation in a hostel somewhere here in Europe, or you would rather?
Already done it. I mean, like I said, I've met many fine women. It's not dangerous for women to travel in these hostels. It's of course, for not just for women, but for everyone. You have to be smart about where you choose and what you choose. Um, just look into the ratings. It's not that
Yeah, but again, I really guys recommend you Twin Surf Hostel in Tenerife. There was like swimming pool. We were making barbecue every day. We were sleeping in the tents. Wonderful ocean view. It was like plus 25, 27 degrees every freaking day. There were like few nights that I was sleeping outside, uh, in the middle of the November. So wow, wonderful life. Okay.
that wraps that. Time to get on to the real meat of the.
Okay, I think we should like here
Cut it.
cut this episode, and let's hop right into the second one. Thanks, guys.